So you want to start a business.
All right. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Allergies are kind of bad today, so my voice might not sound great. All right, people in the chat room, can you hear me? Does the audio sound all right? Sound off, let me know, and then we can get started. Let me know if you can hear the sound of my voice right now. I'm always very paranoid about the audio. And okay. All right. I'll just give it a minute or two for some people on Twitter to find the stream and join us here. But thank you so much. We're talking about Stranger Things 5, Volume 1 tonight. I talked a little bit about this in the stream a couple days ago, but I was planning to do a separate stream to cover this one because it's kind of I think it's big enough to be its own thing. I know I should have gotten to this sooner. I'm sorry about that, but it was... I don't know why they made the decision to drop Volume 1 of Season 5 like the day before Thanksgiving when everybody is on the road traveling. I was on a train going to visit my brother out of state. I was gone for like 3 days. So I just got back, and then that is a lot. I think it's 4 episodes. Every one is over an hour long. So yeah, it took me a little while to get through it. Could have watched it faster, but there's a lot of stuff in there. That is not a breezy watch. Not as breezy as you might think. I'll get to it. Anywho, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And so I'll give my thoughts. Then we'll do super chats and as well as anything else you guys want to talk about. And if you're new here, or if you're joining us for the first time, the way this works is once the stream is over, I set it to private, and then I upload the stream to my live streaming channel the day after or the day after that. If you want to subscribe to the live streaming channel, which is where all my live streams go, you can just click the link in the video description right down there. And why don't we just get started? So I'll talk about Volume 1 and get your super inclined. Anybody who does gets priority when we go to questions and answers and stuff like that. Okay? All right, so let's just get on with this. Probably don't want to go for too long because my voice is a little iffy today. Excuse me. Damn it. It's that time of year. Anyway, Stranger Things, Season 5, Volume 1. I guess they're splitting this up into 3 parts. I think Volume 2 will be around Christmas, and I think Volume 3 is like right before New Year's. So coinciding with all these holidays, that is a weird release schedule. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people have nothing else to do on Christmas and New Year's. Anyhow, I haven't been following the discourse about Season 5 so far. So I feel like this is going to be an unpopular take. I feel like for a lot of people, they'll watch the jump up and cheer moment at the end where Will becomes the sorcerer, and that'll be the only thing they'll remember. That's what they'll focus on, and they'll forget the rest. And they'll think, the whole... And it was a cool moment. But for me, that was the moment where it felt like Season 5 was finally getting back on track after the first 3.5 episodes. Because up until then, something wasn't working for me. Something was definitely felt off this season. The pacing is terrible. They have way more characters than they know what to do with. There's a bunch of weird plot holes that seem uncharacteristically careless for these writers. And I'm not sure what's happening here, but the impression I'm getting is that the Duffer Brothers didn't have that much story left, but they were contracted to deliver a certain number of episodes. And also, they were dead set on making their final season the biggest and most. Not that much even happened here. They exposit how things have changed since season 4 ended. They talk about how they've been sneaking into the Upside Down to search for Vecna. Hopper gets ready to sneak back into the Upside Down to search for Vecna again, and that's episode 1. That's all that happened. And the whole volume is like that. Everything is so padded out. Almost every scene overstays its welcome, taking way more time than it needs to get to the point, with dialogue that is so overwritten and unnecessarily 5 lines to say what they could easily say in 2 lines. Robin and Will get a lot of that stuff. Those two especially. Entire scenes are dedicated to the characters just explaining the plot to each other ad nauseum, or recapping what just happened to other characters, or recapping what they're planning or how their plans turned out. For example, Joyce will have a plan to do something, but Will and Robin don't like that plan, so they'll come up with their own plan, and they'll do that behind Joyce's back. And then when Joyce finds them, they'll recap to her what they just did and how their plan worked. But we don't need that scene, guys. We already saw them do it. You can skip over this part. And there's so much other stuff that they don't need here. And a lot of it is done with characters that they don't even need. Like the Erica stuff? Jesus Christ, I got very impatient with this. I mean, they figure out that Vecna is targeting certain kids and taking them, right? They think he's going to go after this one kid. So they need to move him and his family someplace safe before the Demogorgons come for him. And he has a sister who is friends with Erica, so they need her help. But when Mike and Lucas tell her about this, Erica is like, no, I don't want to do that. We had a fight in gym class, and so we're not friends anymore, and I don't want to make up with her because she sucks. And there's this interminable scene where they go back and forth with her about this, and Erica refuses to budge and keeps copping an attitude, even though she has to understand how serious this is. I mean, does she think the military has quarantined off the entire town for no reason? I mean, she's been a character in there since season 3. She knows there's some bad shit going down. And she just doesn't want to help them because she doesn't want to make up with this girl because of something that happened off screen that we don't give a shit about. And, I mean, I'm watching this and I really just want Lucas to smack her in the face and tell her, grow up, you little shit. We're trying to save lives here. So charming. Oh my God. And then she finally ends up helping them. But why the hell did we need that earlier scene? Because if you cut that scene out, does the story even change in any way? Not really. I feel like the scene only existed so the writers could give Erica more lines. But why does Erica need more lines? Was a single person in the audience clamoring for Erica? Why are you giving these very minor, unimportant characters more to do when nobody gives a shit and it's just distracting from the important stuff and the characters we actually do care about? All right, then they roofie the kid's family and they take them and they move them to the farmhouse, right? And there's this other kid. And we get this other scene, this other pointless scene, where the obnoxioing with them as they're trying desperately to convince him to let them save his life while a Demogorgon is closing in on them. Yeah, he thinks they're trying to kidnap him, but oh my god. It's... I mean, if you're in that kid's shoes, yeah, you would react the same way. But as a viewer, it's just frustrating to watch this when you know how serious this situation is, and you're just waiting for this character to catch up with everyone so we can get on with the business of saving his fucking life. I mean, there came a point where I just kind of wanted Vecna to take all these kids and get rid of them, because they're not helping. Like, they're all just annoying little assholes. And then the obnoxious fat kid gets his own subplot. Like, he gets an episode that's kind of focusing on him. Honestly, the only plot about any of these kids that didn't annoy me was the one with Holly. Now, I never felt like Holly needed her own story. Now, I don't begrudge her getting this, because she's the only one of the kid characters I could stand. Still, very strange, but I mean, at least this one was kind of plot relevant and it felt important, and the actress wasn't obnoxious like all the other ones. But that's another one where the pacing kind of ruined it, because as soon as you see her talking to someone who's not actually there, like her invisible friend or whatever, Mr. What's-It, was that his name, I think? As soon as you see what's going on here, you figure, oh, it has to be Vecna, right? It's gotta be who she's talking to. Who else would it be? But then they take forever to do the reveal. So you start thinking, well, maybe there's some kind of twist here. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's some new psychic presence or... No, it's Vecna. But that was the first thing that you thought of. Why wait so long to reveal that if it was just going to be the most obvious thing it could have been? I thought it was Vecna after the first scene where this story began. And then like 2 episodes later, oh yeah, it was the first person you thought of. I figured that out myself. They could have revealed it was Vecna right from the start. Why were they dragging that out? It's not like it was some big mystery. They seem to think it was, but I mean, did anybody not know where that was going? What's the point of keeping it a mystery when everyone watching is going to figure it out immediately? I mean, it gets more interesting when they go into that psychic prison thing and Max shows up of all this. So the first 2 episodes could have been condensed into one, easily. Like, the entire 4 episodes of Volume 1 could have been 1 2-hour movie, easily. Okay, that's what the pacing is like right now. Because there's so much here that they could have shortened or cut out entirely. Like, there's so much padding, but they're keeping it all in there because the Duffer Brothers don't seem to know what else to do. Like, why is this Steve, Nancy, Jonathan love triangle still a thing? Seriously. People in the chat room, they sound off on this. Is anybody enjoying this? I thought we were done with this after season 2. And in season 4, when they teased that it, might, come back in some form, I was like, I'm dreading this. I'm like, why? I don't care. I didn't even like it when they did it in the earlier seasons. It was refreshing when I thought they were done with it. This is such a waste of time, and I don't give one shit about it. First of all, I don't know what Nancy and Jonathan are even still doing in this show. Like, neither of them have done a damn thing since season 3. Like, they're boring as hell as a couple. And individually, if you want to be brutally honest. And I don't want Nancy to be with Steve either, because Steve became a better character once he got away from Nancy. And why is Jonathan planning to propose to Nancy when in season 4 he was planning on breaking up with her? And as Steve correctly pointed out, they both seem miserable in this relationship. Like, they're not happy. It doesn't seem to be working out. So why are we continuing with this? I mean, when Steve pointed that out, I was like, yeah, he's right. So why are we still doing this? Why are we spending so much time on this? Why did... We did all this shit in the first 2 seasons. Why haven't we moved? I mean, really, all I want for these idiots at this point is for all 3 of them to just split up and go their separate ways. Let Steve go do fun stuff with Robin and Dustin, and I really don't give a shit what Nancy and Jonathan do. Just do it somewhere else so I don't have to watch it. Frankly, I mean, don't take this the wrong way or anything, but I think the Duffer Brothers really wrote themselves into a corner when they made Robin gay. Because even just hanging out together as friends, Steve and Robin make way more sense together, have way better chemistry, and are way more fun together than Steve and Nancy ever were, or Jonathan and Nancy have ever been. And honestly, a lot of that might just be because, it's beside the point. I mean, if Robin were a viable romantic option for Steve, that would solve all these problems if you think about it. You could pair them up, you could get rid of this love triangle shit. Nancy and Jonathan could stay together or break up, who the hell cares, but at least they'd be getting less screen time that they don't need, and that would be a good thing. Because I haven't enjoyed either of those 2 characters in quite a while. I think season 2 was the last time I cared. That was the last time they felt like they actually mattered. And, I mean, to keep spinning their wheels with this pointless love triangle that was finished after season 2 is so stupid. It feels like Nancy and Jonathan have no purpose on the show anymore, but the Duffers don't have the guts to kill them off, so they just keep them around and continue treading water with this go-nowhere love triangle because they don't seem to know what to do with parts of the story either. I mean, there are some weird plot holes showing up here. Like what happened to the air in the Upside Down being toxic? Is that not a thing anymore? Because remember in season 1 when Hopper had to wear a hazmat suit to go into the Upside Down because the air was... Because Will was in that place for a week and it almost killed him. That air is not supposed to be, like, survivable after like a couple days. And yet you've got a whole... And Hopper keeps going in there with no breathing apparatus or anything. You got a whole military base established in there. All those soldiers have been breathing the air for a while. They seem fine. How is number 8 still a thing? That girl from that one episode of season 2 that everybody hated? Like, didn't they retcon her out of the backstory in season 4? Because if she were still a thing, I'm pretty sure she would have had to have, like, appeared in those flashbacks in season 4 when they went back to the Eleven's time in that facility before she escaped. I mean, shouldn't number 8 have appeared there somewhere? If she were still a thing here? Because when she didn't, I figured they just wanted to, retcon that episode away because nobody liked it. Because originally, I believe that was supposed to be a backdoor pilot for a spin-off starring number 8, and then the episode sucked and everyone hated it, so they figured, all right, well, forget about that then. But no, now they're pretty sure she would need to have appeared in season 4 if that was the case. I don't know. Her reappearing now is very strange. Why is Vecna bulletproof now? Because he wasn't in season 4. Like, in season 4, they hurt him real bad with a shotgun and some Molotov cocktails, but now bullets are just bouncing off this guy like ping pong. I mean, Will said he was hurt really bad at the end of season 4, so shouldn't he be weaker now? If anything, he seems much more powerful. How is he more resilient to bullets now than he was before? Why did Vecna just let Will go and walk away when he was winning and had Will at his mercy? If he wanted to kill Will or take Will with him back into the Upside Down, he could have. So why just leave him there? What? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that isn't adding up about this. I did like the twist of Will becoming the sorcerer. That was cool. And that was something that I had theorized about during season 4. A lot of stuff that isn't adding up. Whoa. Sorry. Hit the mute button by accident there. Yeah, that was something I theorized about in last season. I talked about this in another live stream. When the subject of Will being a closeted gay came up, because they've been teasing that for a while. It was obvious where it was going. But my thing was, okay, maybe Will turned out to be gay. Maybe he will turn out to be gay. Maybe, I mean, it could be something else also. So maybe because of what Will went through in the Upside Down, Will is different now. Like, because of what Vecna did to him, maybe now there's some kind of separation between Will and everyone else. And Will can sense that. He can sense that there's something about him that has been changed, but he doesn't know what exactly, and that's what's been, like, tormenting him. And I kind of like that idea. I like that idea better because, yeah, that was more interesting to me, and they'd already done, like, the gay reveal with Robin. So it was just, we're retreading old ground here. But, I mean, I guess I was kind of right. I guess apparently they're doing both, I guess. Will is going to be, like, altered in some way by his experience in the Upside Down, but also be gay as well. Okay, that's fine. It was a really cool moment. I think they took too long to get there, but I liked it. I like the stuff with Dustin. He's being a bit of an asshole right now, but you get it. His friend Eddie died. He took it really hard. He hasn't dealt with that yet, so he's angry. He's lashing out at people. It's understandable. It makes sense. So you get why he is this way. So it doesn't come off as unlikable. It's a humanizing trait. I like Mike more now. He's felt pretty directionless for the last 2 seasons. But now he seems to finally have a purpose beyond just being Eleven's boyfriend. That's an improvement. I mean, honestly, I haven't been enjoying Mike kind of since season 2, really. I mean, he was kind of a dick in season 3, to be honest with you. Didn't like him then. Season 4, I guess he had stuff to do, sort of, but I mean, the story was really focused on the characters in Hawkins at the time. I mean, everyone else, and they went down to California, then they were on a road trip, and it was really just like supporting Eleven's story. Everyone else was just kind of along for the ride. Now Mike has a purpose. That's good. But as I think about Volume 1 as a whole, I don't know. I wonder if the negatives are outweighing the positives here. I mean, it's still well-directed, well-produced. The acting is good, outside of the annoying kids. But I'm seeing warning signs here that the plot hadn't been completely figured out in advance. And supposedly the Duffer Brothers had a 5-year plan, a 5-season plan, that they came up with after season 1. Not sure if I believe that completely, but okay. Certain characters are just hanging around when the story doesn't seem to have a use for them anymore. Like Joyce, for example, she really doesn't do much in Volume 1 at all. Nancy and Jonathan, of course. And even though we're in the climax of the story, the Duffers seem to want to take several more laps than they need to reach the finish line. Like, we did not need 4 episodes to tell this much story. Again, 1-2 hour movie, done. They could have done it all in 1-2 hour movie. It's very weird. And looking back, the signs of this starting to happen, they were definitely stretching things out in season 4, but it wasn't as noticeable back then. It's really noticeable now, I think, because we're in the home stretch and there isn't that much story left, so you can't really ignore it anymore. I'm not going to say it's been a disaster so far or anything. It hasn't. But there's been a pretty sharp decline in the quality of the storytelling here. And I hope it's just a matter of ironing out a few kinks, because, man, it would really suck if they didn't stick the landing on this. I would really hate for them to Game of Thrones Stranger Things, because that's... nobody wants that. Anyway. Let's see. Not a fan of Stranger Things. It's like The Walking Dead where they drag it out, or they're going to do spin-offs and beat a dead horse. No, I disagree with that part. See, I was not a fan of The Walking Dead. I've watched some video reviews. I watched the first 2 seasons. The show wasn't for me. I've seen video reviews and stuff, so I'm kind of up to speed on it. But I think the thing with The Walking Dead is that there was no larger story playing out. There was no end point of it. It was just continuing for the sake of continuing it, because it was a really successful show until it wasn't. And then they did spin-offs and spin-offs and more spin-offs and everything. I think there was like 3 spin-offs, 3 or 4. I think they've been, like 3 or 4, I think. That's beating a dead horse. I know Stranger Things, I mean, there's no spin-offs yet. I know there was an attempt at a spin-off with that season 2 episode. It didn't work out. They are definitely dragging it out in this final stretch, but they do at least seem to have like an end point planned. I think that was the problem with Walking Dead, is that there was no end point. All right. The only thing that bothers me about Holly is the fact that they're trying to convince us this 12-year-old girl is a 3rd grader. The actress is different too. I mean, that's... Honestly, all the kid actors have aged out of the parts. I think they're all in their early 20s now. And they're playing, what, high school freshmen, high school sophomores? I mean, honestly, all the kid characters look too old for the parts they play now. I mean, Holly is no different. I mean, if they changed the actress, they could have cast younger so she'd look appropriate. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to age her up a little bit to get a better performance. I mean, kid actors, that's always a crapshoot. It is weird, though. I agree with that. I was hoping it was a twist that there was 2 Vecnas, because I was expecting Vecna to actually be captured, something other than the most obvious answer. Yeah, I know, right? Man, I don't know. Man, I don't know what they were thinking with that. Okay, you see Holly talking to someone who's not there. Oh, must be Vecna. 2 episodes later, did Holly ever say who her imaginary friend's name was? There's like a 5-minute reveal where she's very slowly writing the letters of his name. Oh, it's Vecna. Okay, you could have told us that 2 episodes ago. Because that's when we all figured it out. Why did they... Oh, wow. Why did they drag that out so much? Netflix has a very bad habit of coming up with great ideas for shows, but having no clue how to stick the landing. That, or canceling them after 2 or 3 seasons. Steve is a hard try and is insecure and weird. Nancy needs to leave and go off on her own. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all need to just go their separate ways. This is not a love triangle I need to end with any of these idiots getting together. They're all better off on their own. Jonathan proposing to Nancy robes me as trying to trap her so she can't run back to Steve. Man, he was planning to break up with her in season 4. Why does he care if she goes back to Steve? What changed? What changed in between the seasons that he had this turnaround? Although the whole point of season 4 was that of what they did with him in season 4 is that they had kind of grown apart, and they weren't planning to go. Jonathan wasn't planning to go to college with her anymore because he wanted to stay closer to his family. So they figured, oh man, I guess I guess I need to break up with her or something. Now all of a sudden he wants to propose to her. Where did this come from? I feel like they're only continuing this because they don't know what else to do with Jonathan and Nancy. If you don't know what to do with the characters, just get rid of them. The cast is too damn big as it is. You have a perfect method to get rid of them. Just have Vecna kill their asses. Up the stakes by finally killing off some of the OG characters. You obviously have no use for these people anymore. Just get rid of them. And I actually don't mind Robin being gay. She's cool. I never had an issue with that. I just think the Duffer Brothers kind of boxed themselves in here because if she were on the table as a romantic option for Steve and pairing those two up could be a thing, they could just avoid all this love triangle bullshit. I mean, if they wanted to, that is what it is. But it's just the way the story is played out. It seems like they eliminated a potential option there that would have been a better option than what we're getting, I think. I predict Jonathan is going to die on the tower in Volume 2. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would be really surprised if any of the OG characters died at this point, because, I mean, honestly, the time to kill them was the time to start killing some of them off was a while ago, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe the plan was to kill some of them off towards the end, like as like a last minute raising the stakes thing, because I mean, you're not going to need them around anymore because the show is about to end. Maybe it's that situation, but yeah, that's weird that they would wait so long to play that card. I guess I could see it happening, but I don't know. I feel like if it was going to happen, it should have happened a while ago at this point. I don't mind the angle they're going with, exploring what it's like for a gay person in the 80s, but they're kind of dropping the ball, and Robin's ADHD, she feels lobotomized. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. Like, Robin seems to, like, she's gotten much more neurotic. I mean, look at Robin in season 3. She's basically a different character. I mean, I guess ADHD could account for some of that, but it's strange. I mean, I do enjoy Robin as a character, but Season 4, Henry briefly mentioned number 8 used to be in the facility, but she's gone now. Oh, did he? Must have missed that part. Number 8 left that facility before that event. Oh, okay. All right. It's been a couple years since season 4, guys. Audio was out of sync or whatever. Try just like refreshing the page, guys. On. Yeah, it says the stream is healthy on my end. So yeah, just try refreshing the page. Let's see. I'm glad 8 is back because I hate loose ends not being tied up because why aren't the other kids who had numbers involved in the plot? Didn't they all get killed? Yeah. I don't know. I don't hate I don't hate that number 8 is back. It's just it's very weird that she would pop up only now. After yeah, tying up loose plot threads is a good thing though. Let's see. Will wasn't a threat. Maybe he didn't need Will anymore. Okay, so why not just kill him? The Will scene was badass. I'm not gonna lie, he might be more powerful than 11 right now. I think he is more powerful. I mean, he was taking out Demogorgons in multiple locations all at once. I mean, all the ones in the military base and the one underground and like 2 or 3 other places. He probably is more powerful than 11. I mean, it's 11. I think it might be actually Vecna and Will, which could make more sense thematically since Will was his first victim. Excuse me. Okay, just dumped a whole bunch of new comments here. All right, there is a spin-off, what they're saying. All right. Well, haven't seen anything about that yet. So if there is a Stranger Things spin-off, it's we're still a ways out from that. They're taking their time with it, so that's better than what The Walking Dead did. I think they had I don't know. I guess they had that original. The first spinoff, I think, was like sort of a prequel, and then they had the Daryl spinoff, and they had Dead City, and the one that picked up with Rick and Michonne, where they ended up. So there's like 4 different spinoffs. I don't know. Were they all running at the same time? They might have been. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to that shit, but if they want to do like one Stranger Things spinoff after the original show is concluded, that's okay. I mean, you're not flooding the zone with too much content that way. The show's been such a huge hit. I'd be surprised if they didn't try to do some spinoffs. The Holly actress is 14 playing a 9-year-old. Wait, how old is Holly supposed to be 9 years old now? I don't know. Did they say specifically how much time has passed since season 1? Because I mean, I guess they could have fixed a little bit of this awkwardness by saying it's like been 2 or 3 years since we left off. You could just say how the characters had a big growth spurt in that time, I guess. I mean, Max did say that she'd been stuck in that psychic prison for quite a long time. I mean, you could assume it's been 2 or 3 years. Holly is explicitly said to be 7 in season 4, and since season 5 is said to take place 18 months later, yeah, 9 years old. Oh, wow. Yeah, that doesn't make sense then. Well, maybe I should have rewatched season 4 before Volume 1 came out, because I feel like I've forgotten a couple details. It's been a couple years since then, guys. The show is a very slow turnaround. Is anyone going to address the It ripoff parts of Stranger Things? Well, if we do that, are we going to address how Vecna is basically just Freddy Krueger? Just saying. I really hope Wednesday doesn't suffer the Netflix curse. That creepy actor leaving was a godsend. I didn't want more of that love triangle. I'd rather Wednesday being in a toxic relationship with the better. Yeah, I never liked that the emo douchebag character anyway. Apparently, the actor was, I don't know, he got himself into some kind of trouble. I think he was like a bit of a creep or some kind of assault allegation, maybe, or he I don't know what he did exactly, but apparently they're better off without him. Yeah, I didn't miss the character at all. Never liked him. He can go. That's fine. Yeah, I enjoy the Wednesday Tyler stuff, and I don't know if it's supposed to be romantic exactly, but there is some kind of creepy, like twisted obsession, maybe? That's not the right word. I do enjoy that dynamic, though. It's interesting. They haven't put too fine a point on it. I liked what they did in season 2. Like like your judgment is clouded or whatever because you have feelings for Tyler. It's like, no, I hate Tyler. Yeah, hate is a feeling. Oh, that's a clever way of putting that. And they don't put too fine a point on it, but they say, yeah, there's strong feelings there. Maybe they're not love, but there's feelings regardless, and that does kind of muddy the waters. I thought that was a clever way of putting. See, I have ADHD and autism. Robin's writing is just odd, but not everyone on the spectrum is the same. I just know that autism community had a lot to say about her writing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm somewhere in that area myself. So, never been tested officially for it, but yeah, I've got all the symptoms. So I'm sure I'm somewhere on the spectrum. So I'm with you. I'm dyslexic, and that's really it. Yeah, I'm dyslexic too. Yeah, it's no fun. Yeah, we do the best we can, right? All right, let's see. Time jump. All right, some people suggesting that they could have done a time jump and like changed all the actors to adult actors and make it like so they're all in their 20s now. Yet the original actors are in their 20s now, though. Do like an It thing. I mean, they could have. I think that would have been a bad choice, to be honest with you. I mean, I mean, the show has been such a huge like phenomenon with this cast. I mean, changing it up just like there, it wouldn't have been a viable option. I think Friendly Space, he talked about that. It's like the show is very aware that its characters have become iconic now. And that's at least part of the reason why it refuses to kill off any of them. And I guess the same could apply to swapping them out for aged up actors. I don't know. He explained it better than I could here. So, go watch that video. Wednesday definitely has romantic feelings for Tyler. Hate and love are not mutually exclusive. Tyler is her type. Yeah. I mean, the opposite of, and they always say the opposite of love isn't hate, it's apathy. Wednesday is not apathetic towards Tyler, that's for sure. Oops, I'm a time jump. There should have been a big time jump between seasons 4 and 5. The kids should have been out of high school. If they'd had like a longer time jump than 18 months, that would have accounted for a lot of the awkwardness here. I mean, you're not wrong. Say it's been 4 or 5 years. That could have worked. But then you'd have to say, well, Hawkins has been quarantined for 4 or 5 years. The people in that town, they wouldn't have been able to leave town in half a decade. They would have been going fucking out of their minds. Just jump into college. The kids can't go to college. They're trapped in Hawkins. The military won't let them leave. They can't take online classes. The internet isn't a thing yet. All right. Well, yeah, then we'd be in the 90s. Kind of ruins the whole 80s vibe, doesn't it? Excuse me. The issue is you can tell they didn't have a lot planned and just make shit up. Yeah. Yeah, to an extent, you're right. I think they had the broad strokes of a plot mapped out, but yeah, you can tell they didn't have they didn't have every single detail mapped out. Some things have definitely fallen through the cracks here. I still wonder about the toxic air on the Upside Down. It's like, Hopper, remember in season 1 when you had to wear a hazmat suit in there? It's just not a thing anymore. All those military guys, they're stationed in the Upside Down. They seem fine. Ventilation isn't a problem. Okay. We're at the end of the chat room. If nobody has anything else to say. Okay. I hate people saying stop complaining about there only being 8 episodes. They're extremely long. That's the problem. No one told them to make all these episode movies. 45 minutes each is fine. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, this current TV model is no good. This is really, like, the novelty is worn off. I mean, once upon a time, we got like 22-ish episodes a season every single year. Now we gotta wait, what, 2-3 years for 8 episodes? Maybe they're extra long episodes, but it's not the same. I'm really starting to miss the days of these longer TV seasons. This is no good, especially when they drop them all at once. Like, you binge it in a couple days, then it's forgotten about. It's no fun. You gonna do anything about Welcome to Derry? Probably not, honestly. I haven't watched the show yet. In it, I mean, they adapted the book. I mean, they adapted the book, so we kind of know what happens to Pennywise. So they're gonna do a prequel. Well, so I guess Pennywise is gonna win at the end of that story. So am I just gonna follow a bunch of other kids who end up getting killed? Because I'm not in the mood for that. Let's see. Do you think the Harry Potter series will have the same problem as Stranger Things, i.e., more years between seasons? I don't think so. I don't know. I heard somewhere that they were going to try to put out a new season a year. Or even if it's a season every 2 years, I think they could get away with it. I mean, it helps that they've got all the source material there just ready to be adapted. So really, it's just a question of the production. Because, I mean, the writing would probably go fairly quickly. No, I think the turnaround for the Harry Potter show will probably be a lot faster. That'd be my guess. Upside Down's existence because we know it was there before Vecna, or is it one of those things that are better left unexplained and to be theorized about? I believe the Duffer Brothers said they were finally going to explain what the Upside Down is. I'm hot and cold on that. It might be one of those things that's just better left unexplained. But I believe that is the plan. A lot of anime still has the old school 20-episode model at least. X-Men 97 and Invincible just made it apparent how annoying this new model is. Oh, yeah. I think Invincible has made it work for the most part. X-Men 97 desperately needed more episodes. I mean, the amount of stuff they had to skip over in that show. First of all, if they only had 10 episodes, they should not have been trying to adapt that many stories. I mean, that's on the showrunner. I know he's complained a couple of times about not liking this TV model and wanting to go back to like 20 episode seasons, but he knew he only had 10 episodes, so that's on him. Oh man, so many stories that they did suffered from not having enough time. Inferno, Rogue's heel turn. Good lord. She joins up with Magneto for his genocide campaign. Turns against her friends, joins Magneto so he to help him destroy the world. 10 minutes later, she's fighting with her friends, fighting against her friends in one scene. 10 minutes later, she's right back with the X-Men like it never happened. Yeah. The episode 10 starts. Oh, never mind. I guess they talked about it off screen. Now she's back with the X-Men. Why even have her join Magneto in the first place? It amounted to absolutely nothing. They needed more episodes. Absolutely, they needed more episodes. I guess in season 2, they're only going to have 9 episodes. And they've got so many plot threads to address. So many different stories they just love dangling at the end of season 1. I don't know how the hell they're going to do it. All right, some people saying Welcome to Derry is pretty good. Uh, you know, I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it. At the end of the day, I'm just not really interested in watching it. Maybe it's a good show, maybe it isn't. But am I just tuning in to watch a bunch of kids get killed? I don't know. I have this issue with horror franchises that are built around the villain. I think Child's Play ran into this problem as well. Because originally it was Child's Play, but when they made the shift to becoming Chucky, where Chucky was no longer the antagonist and instead became the like the main character, that's when it was over for me. Because once the killer becomes the main character, then you know that you're not really watching these movies to root for the victims, to root for the good guys anymore. You're watching it to watch the killer fuck shit up. So you know that at the end of the day, there's really no way for the killer to be beaten because they want to keep bringing him back to make more movies. So basically, there's no way for the good guys to win. They can never really defeat the killer. At best, they're just fighting to survive until the next movie. That's all they're there for. And if there's no way for them to really win, then why should I care? You know, I say this being not much of a horror guy, so that's my take. I'm sure that's an unpopular take anyway. Pennywise only really turns up in episode 5. It's more about the town being the villain. That's weird. Sort of the same problem I have with those Sony villain movies. Oh yeah, the Sony Spider-Verse movies where they're trying to do spin-off movies about all the Spider-Man villains with Craven and Morbius. All those movies, yeah, those things were so awful. Venom, awesome character, bad movies. Yeah. Because the problem with these movies, with the exception of Venom, these villains are only interesting in how they relate to Spider-Man. You take Spider-Man out of the equation, no one's going to care. You know, Venom was a different story because Venom started as a Spider-Man villain but was popular enough to become his own thing. You know, Venom became a solo character. So, I mean, I could see that making sense in their minds that they could do Venom movies without Spider-Man. I never thought it was a good idea. I guess they made money. You know, they did make money. Not sure how the third one did. I know the law of diminishing returns was a thing for the third one. Not sure about the box office, but I mean, the first one made a lot of money. Second one, less so. Also profitable. Third one, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they made money with the Venom movies. I maintain they were all really terrible movies. All right. Sorry about my voice. Bad day for allergies. I mean, if you got anything else you want to ask, get them in now, and then we can wrap this up. Hail Thorias. Thank you. Okay. Well, if you missed anything in tonight's stream, or if you want to go back and rewatch it, it'll be set to private as soon as I'm done here, and then I'll upload it on the live streaming channel either tomorrow or the day after. And all right, do you think Stranger Things would have been better ending as a couple of movies? Right now, yeah, I do. If Volume 1 was any indication, I think doing it in like 2 or 3 movies, that would have worked better. And actually, I think I heard that Volume 3 will be released in theaters. I think that's something they're planning to do. So, there's that. Who would you rather buy, WB, Netflix or Paramount? None of the above. I think these studios buying up their competition is not a good thing. I talked about this in the stream from a couple days ago. Less competition is bad for business. What's that old saying? Iron sharpens iron? Whatever. Competition makes everybody better. Because if we get to a point where all of our entertainment, all of our media is controlled by like 2 or 3 super corporations or 2 or 3 giant entities, well, that's not good. It's just gonna, everything is just gonna be all homogenized and the same, and new ideas, new projects, new IPs, it's all gonna go away. Nobody benefits from like 2 or 3 companies having a monopoly over the entire industry. That's not good. So yeah, none of the above is my answer. And I think we can call it there, guys. So thank you for joining in. Thank you for showing up. Again, hit the description box down below. Subscribe to the live streaming channel. That's where this stream will be uploaded either tomorrow or the day after. That's where all my... can't talk tonight. That's where all my live streams go up. After I do them, this one will be set to private in just a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for talking to me. I will do one of these again, hopefully very soon. And what videos do we have coming up? We got oh wow, we get Jesus, Avatar: Fire and Ash is coming up pretty soon, isn't it? God, it is weird how little buzz there is for that movie. I don't know. I guess The Way of Water was the same way, wasn't it? That thing still made over $1 billion, didn't it? All right, whatever. We got that one coming up at least. I'm not sure what else there is. We'll find something. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. I enjoyed talking to you. I'm gonna go get like a throat lozenge or something and rest my voice, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks for tuning in, and good night.